Hello there, welcome to another episode of Omaliving Show. This season is filled a lot with entrepreneurship and basic things that you need to know. A lot of people have been going on about entertainment, fashion and all of that, but entrepreneurship is very important. So we have to go on and talk about entrepreneurship. Today's topic is on entrepreneurship, and it is tagged beyond the startup capital. A lot of people keep making this mistake. They say to me, Oma, I want to start a business, but the thing is, I don't have money. I don't have anyone to sponsor me. All I need is just an investor. No, there is a lot involved in being an entrepreneur. If I'm asked to make a list, like draw a list, I can give you 20 without even thinking. And startup capital is just one tiny bit of it. On today's episode, I have someone who has experience, over 10 years experience in entrepreneurship, and he will talk to us after the break. Hang on. Welcome back. Before the break, I was talking about the topic that says beyond the startup capital. I seem to be doing a lot of entrepreneurship stuff lately, but that's because it's a nagging issue. Every time you hear people talk entrepreneurship, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm this, I'm that, oh I'm having this challenge, and that's why the need for us to always talk about this is very imperative. On this show today, I have a very wonderful gentleman. Hang on, it seems I have more male guests on my show. Anyways, I don't know, but it's just coincidental. I have with me on the show a very vibrant young man. He's one of the most popular entrepreneurs in the city of Abuja. He's into the media, he's into, he'll tell us more about himself. He's into events, he's into ICT, he's into a whole lot. You know, he's very, very vibrant, and we do our research before we bring people onto this show. So with me on this show today is Andy Madaki.
All of that just for me.
Oh my God, you deserve everything you've heard from me and even more. I'm so delighted to have you on this show, Andy.
I'm flattered. Thank you for having me.
So the topic for today is entrepreneurship beyond the startup capital, because a lot of people seem to think that all that you need to succeed as an entrepreneur is just have the money to start. But when you start, you discover that there are lots of processes involved, and many people fall by the wayside. It's not really easy. But before we go on, we want to get to know you. So who is Andy Madaki?
I think the question is, who isn't Andy Madaki? Because I find myself tied up in a lot of stuff, and which I think is good, because at this point in our lives, all we really need to do is work. Yeah. Like someone said, in your early 20s you eat, later 20s you drink, and 30s you work.
You start to work.
Exactly. And so for some of us, we're at that point in life. I have a background, I have a degree in sociology.
Okay.
And I have a master's in computer forensics.
Okay.
I got into entrepreneurship at the age of 18. I incorporated my first company when I was 18. It was
wow, I have to clap for you, really.
Yeah, it was a modeling agency and a talent management company. So I did that side by side being in university, because I found out that there was a market for it. So we had a lot of people working without representation and without getting the benefits which they needed. And so that inspired me to start up that company. And so if you go by the way I start and work with businesses, it's all about creating solutions, fixing dotting the I's and crossing the T's. There are always those gaps, and where you see opportunity, find a way to make a solution out of it which is sustainable. Currently, from today actually, I'm the curator of the Abuja Global Shapers, which is the youth arm of the World Economic Forum, an initiative of the World Economic Forum with hubs around the world. And so I'm the curator for Abuja, and what we do basically is improving the state of our society, our community. It's about picking up the papers basically. So rather than waiting for government to do stuff for you, why don't we do the little we can do?
Yeah.
So that's that part which deals a lot with human impact.
After this show, I'm going to talk to you about that when I seem interested in it.
So that's something I do. On the other hand, I co-own a PR and communications firm called Edem Services, which is about 10 years old.
Wow.
I also have an information security and IT consultancy called Cycle Technologies. So it's all about work for me, but what they say is if you enjoy your work, then it's no longer work.
It's no longer work.
A lifestyle. I like
communication.
I like talking. I believe every business has to be able to communicate. It's all about how you sell the product, how you sell yourself. And so we talk to people every day. So I'm talking to you, I'm pretty much marketing myself, I'm pretty much selling myself to you and to the people watching this. So that becomes a hobby, it also becomes a job, and being able to show other people
one stone to kill two
exactly
birds.
How to do that, then it doesn't feel like work anymore. When it feels like work, then it becomes a problem. So for me, it's about doing what you enjoy. For people, it's weird that I went from sociology to computer forensics, but there's always a background, and that's why passion should come first before the money. I learned how to use computers at the age of 9. And so I've been in love with tech and gadgets, and so when I had to do a master's in computer forensics, I applied to the university and they told me, no, you need to have studied computer science.
Where did you study that?
University of South Wales in Cardiff in the UK, and they told me you need to have studied computer science or computer engineering, and I told them, you know what, how about you give me a test to write? If I fail it, then you don't do this to me. I think they got tired of me and they just sent admission letter and say, come with your wahala and do this. So I did that bit. Plus the name just sounded very gay in my head, computer forensics, like the rocket science of computing. And I found out I learned a lot, and it was at the point where we have the big issue of computer crime in Nigeria, and like I said, it's always about finding solutions
to a nagging issue.
So it's quite strategic. I'm quite strategic with everything I do. I don't feel I should do something which is basic and which there are already several solutions and people providing that solution. How about you look for where you could become a professional, where you can stand out, where you can be a niche or a star. So that's pretty much.
That's what actually before you went into that, you said who is not, like I was like, who is Andy? You said who is he not or something.
Yes, so
you are a lot in one body. Okay, we have to move on straight to what today's topic is about. It's a good thing that you are a decade old in entrepreneurship, so you are in a very good position to talk to us. I'm willing to learn. The viewers are eager to learn too. What are the challenges experienced by entrepreneurs, emerging entrepreneurs?
I feel the major challenge isn't money. A lot of people start off by saying, oh, money is the problem. But I think the major problem is lack of adequate research. So before you have this show, you research some research on the people you are bringing in. And so for me, I feel most people just have this idea or see someone doing great at something and decide, oh, how about I do this or I can do this, without knowing how people have tried and have failed, what made them fail, finding out if there's a need for it. And then some people as well go ahead to get a lot of money and loans from people, and they come in and they find out that it's not always about the money. For me, and with the work I've done in communications, I realized that people are your money. People are the business. It's not really about the product. Right now, most people don't necessarily buy the product or the brand. They buy you, the person selling it, or because you are selling a solution. So if you don't do that research, you wouldn't be able to create a solution. What you'll be doing is just putting out stuff. And people are really tired of everybody saying, come and buy from me, come and buy from me, come and buy from me. They want to know why they can and
why
should buy. So the immediate problem is lack of research. Another problem which I see is most people are getting into entrepreneurship just to call themselves CEOs, just for the title.
I'm a boss.
Just to show it. Like for me, I don't do SAR, I don't do Oga and all of that. I'd rather call myself the lead consultant of my company than the CEO. For most people, it's about the title. And so you are so caught up in the names and having the fancy complimentary cards. And at the end of the day, you're not focusing on the business. And so you get into it and find out the challenges are just so much.
Enormous,
you just pull back, and the pride wouldn't let you meet people who have been established in this to learn. And the final problem is most entrepreneurs enter businesses with the idea that I'm going to show I'm better than these people doing it. Let's teach these old school people how to do it.
They don't know nothing.
And that's a horrible mentality. I always tell people.
And the wrong reason.
It's a wrong reason. How about you collaborate as opposed
partner,
to competing or partner? Because you look at telecommunications in Nigeria, for instance. If Glo or Etisalat had said, "Oh, there's MTN, we can't do this," we wouldn't have Etisalat,
multiple,
Glo,
MTN,
and the like today. But they saw there was a market, and they came in and provided their own solution. Even though they are competing, you'll find out that most of them use the same technology. For you to be able to call MTN from your Glo, there's a connection somewhere. So why you look at competing? They have looked at how they can partner and make money off you and I. So that's the mindset. So that mindset has to come in where look for how to collaborate. And the market is big enough for
everyone.
Nigeria, we talk about 180 million.
Yeah, 200.
Hopefully it will be 200 million,
200.
By the next estimate. So there's space for everybody, really. Just find your market and create your solution.
And enter into business with the right mindset.
Yes, that mindset.
Okay, to the next questions. What are the things that need to be in place to scale through some of these challenges you outlined? You outlined 3. So what are the things that need to be in place for these problems to be curbed?
Okay, so to start a business or to be an entrepreneur, it's good to understand, look at the bigger picture. So you may be creating a solution in Nigeria, but think about the world. Most times we just look at Abuja, we just look at Nigeria, we just look at Lagos. We don't look at how we can take this outside. But to be able to do that, for the world or anybody to take you serious, you need to look at the legal angle. Incorporate your company. So first of all, you don't even have to do it as a limited liability. You can start up with a business name, which is reasonably fair. The pricing hasn't changed so much within the last 10 years. So incorporate your company even as a business name. What this gives you is, it gives you a chance to be able to open a bank account. And so when someone has to pay money to me, they're not paying money to Andy Madaki, they're paying money to Edem or Decipher Technology. One, it puts you in a higher position. Secondly, for certain jobs, you need to bid or submit proper profiles. You wouldn't just send your name and say, this is my CV. At some point, you need to show documentation. This is where and what my company does. So that legal process matters. Secondly, for almost everything you do, there are regulations that can kill your business.
Yes.
So do some research and know the right regulations that guide your business, and pretty much get in bed with those people. Let them know this is what you're doing and how they can
join the association.
Exactly.
If need be.
So learn from others, lean on others. That partnership which I said about, do that. And then the third part is sample an audience before you go into the bigger market. So if I want to do stuff, if I want to launch a new business, if my friends and family can't buy or enjoy from me, there's a huge possibility that
the rest will not. Yes, and that's why I remember in the banking industry they told us during marketing courses that as a marketer, it has to start from your immediate environment. Your first people that will patronize you have to be those around you. That's to add to what you just said.
Because people will tell you, oh, friends and family will kill your business, but friends and family can make your business.
Yeah,
so even if it means, so I also believe in something called freemium. So if I have a product, how about I give you the first one free,
trial,
and if you enjoy it, I'll make you buy the next one, or it would make you buy the next one. So you need to give and take. I don't believe in just taking from people. So when you come, oh, buy this, buy this, buy this, I want to test something first to know if it works. You look at the big tech companies, for instance, in the world, most of their products started free.
Yeah,
so like Facebook for the longest time was free until they now said, oh, for ads you need to pay this. Twitter, Instagram, but they started free. If they didn't start free, they would have gotten the numbers which they have. And so sometimes you need to look at the data you're collecting from these people, the contact and the network you're building first before you look at the money.
All right, and to the next question. What are the major traits an entrepreneur needs to possess to thrive? Considering that there are challenges along the way. You already mentioned passion. So what are the other traits?
Yeah, so I'll break it into 2 or 3 things. 1 is passion, 2 is anger, and 3 is belief. Now for passion, it should be something you enjoy, something you don't wake up feeling bad you have to do
why am I
today.
doing this?
If you have to go to bed worrying about work tomorrow, not worrying about, instead of thinking about this great stuff you're about to do, then there's a problem. So you need to have that passion. That way, even if you're not making money, you're happy doing what you're doing. And the money will come at some point. The second part is anger. And for some of the biggest inventors and creators, it's because they tried to get something or tried to do something and they couldn't. You hear of someone who tried going to a club and they didn't let him in, and he came back and bought the whole line.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
that anger sometimes pushes you
yeah.
to do better. And the third part, I think, is belief. And I say from the biblical angle, if you look at even in the Bible, for almost all the miracles, it started with something in front of you. So when God broke bread and fishes, they had to have bread and fishes there. For Moses to practice, he had to have a staff. For the woman who had oil, which was unending, she needed to have some. So most times the solution you need is something in your hand. Start with the little you have. Since it has worked for you, see how you can multiply that and do that for people. So for me, like I say, it's passion, anger, and belief. You need to believe in something, because that at some point will drive you when everything fails.
And I said something on Instagram, was one of the captions on one of my posts. I said, if you don't believe in a system, a venture, an idea, a business, a nation, it can never work for you.
Exactly.
Even if you occupy the mantle of leadership. That's to support what you just said. And the next question is very important. When does an entrepreneur get to know that this is no longer process, this isn't just working? There's a thin line between process and when something is not working. And sometimes you just keep on struggling, years are passing by. Maybe you just need to do a switch or re-strategize. So how do these young entrepreneurs get to know that this is no longer business, this is no longer the process, this is not just working? What do I need to do? Do I need to stop this? Do you understand the question?
Yes, I do. So that's a mindset every entrepreneur should have on the beginning. You should be flexible and willing to pivot. So you start with an idea and you get to a point, you might find out you're selling 5 items and you find out 2 items are selling. You now need to be able to build on the 2 that are selling and go further with it. And if it means fading off the others, fine, as long as, because at some point the capital does matter.
Yes.
You need to be able to have business to sustain, have money to sustain your business. So look at what's working for you, and if it isn't, sometimes it's good to take back feedback. Most times entrepreneurs are strong-headed. They just feel, I'm a demigod, I know what I'm doing, this is my plan, and so they don't listen to people. And sometimes your customers, your clients tell you, this is the problem, this is what I need, and you're not listening. A good example is KFC versus Chicken Republic, and I mean no shade. KFC came and we're like, oh, KFC from all over the world, we have KFC now. The cheapest you'll get stuff from KFC is about 1,000 naira.
Yeah.
And they got shops besides Chicken Republic. Chicken Republic became car park for KFC customers. And what did Chicken Republic do? They now created their referral combo, which was 500 naira. You get a plate of rice.
That's one I was talking to my friend about the other day.
And that's a great successful model, because if I should go to a mama put, it most likely will cost me 350 to 500 naira. But I can go to a high level business like Chicken Republic.
Chill with your AC on and stuff.
Now, it has taken a couple of years, but KFC is thinking about shutting down some branches, while Chicken Republic, they are selling out on a daily basis. You need to be able to pivot and change your business to suit the needs of the people. So it's very important to have that flexible mindset, otherwise you will drown. A lot of the biggest companies and inventions we have today, they started off as something else and ended up becoming
something else. Yes, true. Now the last question is, what are your words of advice to emerging entrepreneurs?
It's been the same thing in the last 1 year, and I say this to everybody: collaborate, don't compete. We have almost 200 million people. Now the truth of the matter is that we may have mutual friends, but I have some friends you don't have.
True.
And so some people, like I say, will buy my product because it is me, not because it is great, but because of the need to support.
True.
So it doesn't hurt if there's the need to support and my product is actually good. I can cater to my own market, you cater to your own market.
True.
At some point the service has to speak. So for instance, if I know the owner of Glow and Glow is rubbish in my house and Etisalat works, I would leave Glow and use Etisalat, not because I know the owner anymore, but
because of the delivery, quality and all.
Exactly. So at some point, let your work speak for you. It may take a while. To be a great person, or a great business, it takes about 10 years to build. Most people want to build it in one day. That's the problem with our generation. Everybody just wants to blow. It makes it harder when you watch on TV and you see the people doing Yahoo and the likes have all the money. They go out there spending more money than you and all of that, and you feel depressed and you want to make that money here and now without thinking about building. So we look at the Dangote. He has been building what he has been building
for years.
They've been building. Even, and I don't support stealing, even the thieves have been stealing
This
for a while.
building, yeah,
too. We need to learn how to build.
We need to imbibe the process and know that
yes,
it's just part of it.
There's a process. We need to be part of the journey. So sometimes it's not always about the destination, but it's about the journey,
process,
about the failures, about all of that.
Yeah.
And another advice is we should accept failure. I think failure is not a bad thing. I think failure is good. We need to teach failure some more in Africa. In Nigeria, you fail and everybody looks at you as that odd one out. I'm a personal example. I was promoted on trial so many times in my life, and now people see me and it's like, oh, he's a geek. That one is always so serious. But they don't know all the times where I was looked at that one who doesn't know anything, who was the Olodo. But it's a journey, and sometimes you need to find yourself within that journey.
And sometimes, surprisingly, you need to fail to succeed.
You have to. And so now I know what I wouldn't do. I know I wouldn't let peer pressure make me go and study architecture when I don't know how to draw. I would rather go and do maybe communication because I know this is what I know how to do. And so learn from failure and see how it works.
Thank you so much. It was a very wonderful time with you, honestly. I don't want this episode to end, but we have time, and we have 2 traditional questions on Omaliving Show.
Okay.
Number 1 is, before you leave this seat, you're going to tell us 5 things that inspire you.
Can I say money?
Nah.
Well,
it has to be 5.
God. I have a relationship
God.
with God. Yeah, it's not even about religion. I'm quite passionate about God. 2, music.
Wow.
Your mindset, music calms me, and there's so much music in the world to listen to, and almost every song tells a story, except most of the rubbish ones we have right now. 3, money. 4, impact. I want to have an impact on people's lives. And 5, the hope to leave a legacy someday.
Wow, that's a big one. Now the second question, who is your number 1 role model?
I don't have one.
Okay.
I don't have one. I don't know if this is sad, but I believe they say never know your heroes, never know your idol, never meet them per se, because you find out they are human like you.
True.
And so for me, rather than role models, I believe in experience. I believe in picking up the pieces, learning from what I've been through, what other people have been through, as opposed to picking someone and just I don't know their full story. Nobody really tells you the full story.
True, they just let you know what
they
want
you to know. And so for me, I just don't really have a role.
Okay, the phenomenal young man with grey hair.
I know.
It was nice having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello there. Wow, the guest we had just now, he blew me. He literally blew me. How can someone be filled with so much? You've heard it from him. So it's best that before you embark on this journey of entrepreneurship, 1, you must have passion. 2, you must believe in whatever passion you have. And 3, you must have the anger to succeed. Like he's rightly said, failure should not make you give up. Failure should instead motivate you. Most of the people that invented the things we use today failed lots of times. If they gave up, maybe the world would still be in the dark. Today's topic was beyond the startup's capital, and I bet you picked a lot of things that would help you on your journey of entrepreneurship. My name is Marilyn Anona, and I love you so much. Stay inspired. XOXO.